Hey guys, it's Mike G here, and welcome to another episode of Mornings with Mike, your 5-minute dose of motivation and accountability for the day to help you live a healthier, happier, more fulfilling life. And guys, I'm so excited to be here today, and I'm so excited to be here with you and to share with you today's episode. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And today what we're talking about is it's actually a statement, and let me go ahead and make the statement, and then we'll dive into talking about it. The statement is, in order for things to change, we must change. And let me repeat that. In order for things to change for us, the changes we want to see in our lives, in order for things to change, we must change. So we must change. So it's almost like wishing for change to happen, but meanwhile, we're not changing. We're not doing anything differently. And I'm sure you've heard it. You've heard this, the whole saying, as we all have. I'm not sure if it was Einstein who said it, but the definition of insanity is, to continue doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. And sometimes that's what we find ourselves doing. It's like we want to see change in our lives, whether it's like, we want to change in our body, we want to change in our energy, we want to change in our careers, in our relationships, whatever it may be. We want change, a certain change we want to see and we want in our lives. Meanwhile, we continue to do the same things over and over again, and then we wonder why things aren't changing for ourselves. So let me use myself as an example here. And this is a long time ago. I'm probably dating myself here, but probably about 8, 9, 10 years ago now, I was working at this corporate job, and I was just doing these sales jobs, and I was good at them, but my salary, I wasn't making any more money. I mean, I was good at what I was doing, but I wanted more money. I wanted to make more money. It's like, hey, why can't I make more money? Why aren't I making more money? I'm getting better. My skills are better, but I just wasn't making much more money than I continued to make, regardless of the position I would take on. But then I also realized that, but every time I applied for a job, it's like I was doing the same things. The jobs were different, fine. The things were different. The job was different. The position was different. The manager was different. Maybe even some of the roles were different. But I was approaching the interview, the resume process, all that stuff that I haven't done in a while now, but because I run my own business now, but I was doing the same things over and over again. And then wondering why there was no change to my salary, to my responsibilities, to my position, etc. So finally, one time I decided, hey man, I'm going to do something way different here. And I applied for a position that I did not think I was going to get. It was out of my range. I asked for a salary that was actually way more than I was making. And this position, instead of being in a cubicle, it would allow me to work from home. They were going to pay for my phone. It was just, I had all these perks, and I was like, well, man, how am I going to get this? And if I approach it the same way I've done in the past, I'm either one, not going to get it, or two, again, make a salary that I didn't want to be making. I wanted to make more. Wouldn't you know it, what I decided to do is actually, I not only applied for the position, I actually took it upon myself to create a 90-day business plan saying, hey, if you guys hire me, actually I think I was a little cocky, and I said, hey, when you guys hire me on and I come on board, here's what I'm going to do for the first 90 days here at the company, that I'm going to make my quota in the first 90 days. And I laid out this business plan. I laid out a plan showing, what I was committed to doing in the first 90 days there when they hired me. And wouldn't you know it, that they not only hired me, I got a higher position than I had previously. And I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I doubled my salary. They doubled my salary from what I was making previously, all because I did something differently. I didn't just apply, set my resume, go in for the interview, and hope for the best. I said, you know what, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to create a business plan, show them what I'm committed to do in the first 90 days, and something that no one else did. And sure enough, they saw that. They not only offered me the job again, I doubled my salary, worked from home, which allowed me to so much more freedom. But again, just the example of how, in order for things to change, we must change. Whether it's with a career, business, financial relationships, we must change. We must change, and then when we change, when we make those changes, things then will begin to change for us. So my call to action for you is: what is something that you've been wishing for, that you wished changed, but you continue to do the same things over and over again? Take a look at that and see what change you can make. What one small change can you make that will perhaps get you going in a different direction than, the same one you've been going down for the longest time now with, and wondering why things aren't changing. Make that change and see what happens. best of luck. I hope this episode helps to make some changes that you're looking to make in your life. And until next episode, you're awesome. Cheers.